What time is it there? What time is it? Oh, it's 11. No, not yet. We're still morning. I had breakfast just a little bit ago and some apple juice, so it's still breakfast. Barrett cooked all of us breakfast at the Airbnb. Got some bacon, some sausage, had me a burrito. Hit it with it. Boom. Good morning. That's a big old head in the camera. I heard everything. Yeah. Huh. People in the people in the comments. Hello. Is there any audio? Thumbs up, heart, anything? Oh, look at that. Oh, wrong way. See that blister on my finger? Look at my finger, y'all. I blistered the shit out of it. Well, good morning, y'all. While they're trying to figure out technical difficulties, yo, yo, yo. Oh, I hear a race car.
Hear me. Logan said he's gonna wear the NWA shirt at War in the Woods. No, I can't hear Paul. I can hear you. You can hear me? How do you know? Oh. I just can't hear Paul. Sorry guys, we're getting it figured out. Our soundboard literally broke this morning. We tested everything was great. We go live, and of course it dies. So you got my audio, they just don't have Poland now.
Looks like Poland's microphone disconnected. It's not picking up any sound from him.
Try to give me a little mic test, Poland. Okay, Poland can hear me. It's just
It's not picking up his audio at all.
yeah. Sorry guys, a little bit of technical difficulty. I mean, if it was perfect, everybody would do it, right? I don't think anyone could hear you, Poland. Sorry, bro.
Have him rejoin. I'm gonna have him rejoin.
Okay, Poland, we're gonna have you rejoin, bro.
Just handle it for the beginning part.
I'll kind of carry it. We'll have you rejoin. Anyway, you guys can hear me? Let me hit you with it again. Good morning, Vietnam. Give you guys that in the morning since you didn't get to hear the one that I already did. I figured I owed you guys that, you know? What's up, Dean? Hope you're doing well. Logan, Chuck, Andy, Todd, hope you guys had a great weekend. We had a great weekend. Very successful all across the board. Lots of fast NX powered vehicles in a winter circle. Lots of testing done successfully. What's up, Cody? Hope you're doing good. That's not what I came here to hear. Anyway, so we had, like I said, a lot of fast cars in the winter circle. What's up, Mike? Hope you're doing good. Hope testing went well for you on Sunday. I saw you out there at Yellow Belly. I was out there. I made 2 hits in Yellow Belly, loaded up, and came home. Yeah, a lot of people are adding nitrous for sure. We had a lot of people hit us up between me, Poland, Raska, the whole group. So I know that Poland has a good amount of winners. I'd like to kind of I'll go over what I got. Varney was at XRP, and he's always a killer. Orange Crush is always on a mission. Orange Crush won small tire. Their white GT won the True Street, so they doubled up. Let's see if we can get Poland in here. Hang on real quick, guys. Are you there, Poland?
I'm here.
Oh, I can hear you, bro.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. So hopefully everybody in the comments can hear us.
Hopefully so.
Right where
Big
I
Barney
left
when
off.
you talk to me.
Yep.
Big Barney. And they won Little Gangsters, not True Street. I think somebody else won. Yeah, Andy Reynolds won True Street.
Awesome. What's up, Wagner? Wagner did great too, bro. Speaking of Wagner.
I'm mad at him. I'm going to call him as soon as I get off this live. The lawyer needs to have a discussion with him.
You mad at Wagner? Well, he did some Mexico action, and I know he did pretty good at that little track, that Concho track or whatever he was at. So
I think, is that in San Angelo, I believe, is the new track they opened?
I think so.
Yep.
So that was cool, man. He did great over there. So the West Coast guys, I'll go over them real quick, and then we'll jump to you. So Daniel Bruce won anything on 28s at the Tucson Dragway. My buddy Justin Boostworks had a nice little no prep event there, you know. And Vincent Moore won True Street. And Albert Gamboa won the Run What You Brung. But Daniel Bruce on a 28, man, he had the fastest ET of the whole event, everything like that. And that's the guy you met at Small Tire Gangsters, remember? The white and black Fox?
Yep.
Yeah, that thing's nasty, dude. He does it all himself. Taught himself how to how to tune. Ooh, I can't talk.
I hope he's not turning in racing. Just saying, and drag racing at least.
No, unfortunately, hopefully not. But I mean, props to that guy. Does it all himself, man. You know, self-taught, and has a very competitive program. So, the other race I went to Indian Valley. Luke won True Street there. You know, Luke Thompson. And then Josie with the Falcon, nitrous-powered small block. Josie for the win!
Hey, that man got a peanut motor compared to everybody else and put it on. Good job,
He
Josie.
did. He put in work, too, man. They've been busting butt, too, so they deserve it. Yeah. That thing was on a mission.
I heard when your intake blew up, you literally scared half the town. Why?
I don't want to talk about it, bro. I don't want to talk about it right now.
You took them out of my backpack. I don't know where you put them.
We were on a mission out there at Indian Valley. That thing was rolling.
Went to the finals.
And, of course, intake went into orbit.
Yes.
Oh, well. We threw it back together, and we went and tested the next day. So we're good. We're ready to head to you guys. War in the Woods.
Yep. We're so just indicate, and if you don't know, we're at 10 Soldiers. There's Charlie Brown.
Shout out Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I had some issues this weekend. Magic's trans brake has been kind of intermediate here and there. So we're got the transmission out of it, checking the valve body and stuff like that, because it seems like the solenoid gets stuck out and it won't let you push it back in. So shout out 10 Soldiers for letting us use their shop. Dude, they put on a show this weekend. Charlie Brown had nitrous flames. I can't even. Their screen ain't big enough for how big Charlie's flames were.
Heck yeah, I love that.
So it was. We had a good weekend. Hollis went all the way. I think there was 28 or 30 cars in Little Gangsters. Hollis went to the semis. Went a little too fast on the 530 index and got put out. And then it was actually Jimmy Dale in one side of the semifinals and Hollis in the other side of the finals. So you know where we were headed for.
Yeah.
Tom got his done and got to the finals, and the trans break didn't hold. Wasn't anything we could do about that. Then, dude, Hollis showed up Sunday at a 490 cap, right? Every top sportsman, pro mod, NHRA, 33 by 47 big tire wheelie bars, and Hollis downed them all.
Yeah. Hollis for the
The
win.
only door card. That man drove that car to high school and downed pro mod after pro mod. It was Sunday was insane. We had a great
That's
time.
awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. Shout out Ryan Mitchell. He did go he made it to the finals of the 50K race. Wasn't able to make the call in the finals. In the semis, he got after it pretty good, and pretty sure Ryan Mitchell owns the record for the most amount of nitrous sprayed on top of a Pro Charger now.
That thing looked like it was rolling, dude.
Dude, when he told us what he was doing, we called Abney because it's uncharted territory. We're like, we don't know. Like, there's no data, there's no testing.
Yeah.
So we actually stole some parts off of Magic Johnson and put it on Ryan's car. Speaking of that, I need to get you the parts we need to replace.
I got it already on my list, bro. I got it.
Perfect.
Jeff's stuff's gonna be taken care of, and then the stuff for you guys is taken care of as well.
Cool. So,
Gotcha.
appreciate that. But dude, it's a great show. I don't know if you saw Forever Grudges post, the green Mustang with giant flames coming out from underneath it.
I did.
Austin Vincent. I think he's pretty young. He's probably 18, 19 years old, somewhere in there. Just got into a big car and showing out.
That thing was rolling, dude. That thing had
Small
some flames
block.
underneath it too.
Yeah, dude, that's a small block Ford, and he was running with all the big dogs. So,
Heck yeah.
very, very impressed with how everything went this weekend. I've got, I'll send you some pictures of the winner circles with all of the trophies and stuff in that. Everybody was ecstatic about the trophies. So,
Who won? Who ended up winning the 50K, bro?
Bill Lutz and the
Camaro?
Jamie Miller's. Yep, and Jamie. I think it's Jamie Miller's old Radio versus the World car. They had it on slicks, dude. They struggled Thursday and Friday. I don't think they made a single test pass, and then they made a single test pass, and then, bro, got through first round Saturday. Sunday showed up in the heat of the day and probably went faster than anybody else did.
Wow.
It was impressive.
Yeah, it looked like it was rolling for sure. Their stuff looked like it was moving.
Yeah, there was I saw a couple of time slips, and 195 miles an hour is
That's no joke.
is insane. Like,
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah, that
So-
was insane for sure. So, but yeah, we're getting ready to head to War in the Woods. Speaking of that big event, now we're heading to another big event this weekend. We'll all kind of meet up there. I think that's going to be a fun one, man. I've always wanted to make War in the Woods. It's been a bucket list race for me forever.
It is War in the Woods is a different animal. They sold out of VIP tickets in 1 minute. One on sale at 7:00, and at 7:01 sold out.
That's insane.
I've been talking. Jeff Thomas has been there since I think yesterday, getting everything ready. So that's gearing up for a massive event. We're ready.
Yeah, heck yeah. Brady, we're good, bro. We're good. The car's good. I'm gonna load it in the box tonight and hit the road tonight or first thing in the morning. So we're ready.
I forget. I keep forgetting that we lost today. I'm thinking today's Monday still. I'm still
Tuesday,
stuck on
yeah.
the whole this is Monday.
Yep, today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome. I've been looking forward to heading to that race forever. The vibe, everything just looks awesome. The surface, the whole combination of that race has been a bucket list for me. So I'm stoked.
There's not another race in the country you will see stands make bleachers out of trees.
Yeah, I can't wait. You guys told me about that, man, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's pretty insane. So, but yeah, we've been on a little adventure. If y'all haven't checked out SRC's Street Racing Channel's video, go check that out. We got them hooked up and cut full time in half with some nitrous, so that was pretty cool. They kind of did a whole breakdown with timers and everything. Kind of gave a thorough description on how it works and all of that. So that was pretty cool to see. A lot of guys have been asking questions about the turbo stuff, and that's very informative for those guys.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's kind of cool because like I've been on the West Coast. Like I just got back from Arizona. Like we finally got the car running good, so we went to Arizona. We got some W's. We came back to test. You guys are on the opposite side of the country, doing well. So we're showing out for Nitrous Express. You know, we'll meet up this weekend.
Yep.
And
We'll be together. Everybody will be together this weekend. So.
And then after that, I go back to Arizona, and you guys, I think, where are you guys going after?
We got a week. I don't know what's happening the first weekend of June, but the second weekend of June is H-Town Throwdown.
That's going to be, I'm ecstatic for that. I'm trying to get the Studebaker done for that.
Yep.
So Connor said, how many pounds of boost does it take to pop a Holly High Ram lid?
That's a Brent question, not
I
a
wouldn't even
Polar
run
question.
that much. That's what bugs me is I did. It's not like I had it on kill, you know.
Yeah.
Just how it goes, man. That thing's been hanging on for dear life forever. So it was wild being in the car and watching the intake shoot up.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
What the heck was that?
Jimmy Dale was on the phone with Mo Dale, and she was telling.
She was like, when that thing popped, it was so loud. She's like, it sounded like a bomb went off. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, technically, it kind of is a bomb. I mean,
Yeah.
Were you in the middle of a race at that point?
Oh yeah. So I was getting a little bit of revenge against Leonard. I drew Leonard second round. I had Luke first round. Like, no offense, you know what I mean? But we had the car dialed. I sent you the video. We just drove away from him. You know what I mean? Like we had the car on point. Race Leonard. It's an arm drop thing. So Leonard snuck me out of the hole a little bit, and we just were. And we got like this. We got pop, and he just
Came back around you.
dang it. Oh well. It was still a good time, bro. He got me by about a car and a half or so with me coasting from like the 330.
Yeah.
That's racing though. You know what I mean? You can't count your ducats before can't count your eggs before they hatch. Whatever them old people say. Who you got there hanging out with you, bro?
Hold on.
Yeah, it is. If you shine a light like right up against it.
I was definitely going to get the W till that happened. I think we lost your audio, Poland.
Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, there you are. Anyway, so yep, both of us we're kind of on opposite sides of the country right now, getting everything ready for War in the Woods. Like I said, I'm gonna pack up the trailer. I'll be hitting the road. I'm gonna post my route, so if any of you guys see me along the way, see me at a gas station or whatever, stop me. I'll give you guys some stickers, shirt, whatever. I'll give you guys a little bit of merch for stopping me on my way. I'll give you guys a little challenge, like a Where's Waldo thing.
All right, they had to handle something. Sorry,
You're good.
They were
No
handling
problem,
something in here, so.
bro. Who you got
look at my
with you?
Jam on.
Where's holy crap. That's bright. About as bright as
I'm
my
burnt.
future right there.
Here
Who you
comes
got
JT.
with you, bro? Where's Poland? Where's JT? Or where's Jimmy
Jimmy
Dale?
Dale, come on. Come here real quick.
Yeah, then you got to take your thing.
Hey Connor, could you come here real quick and see if we can flip this camera so we can fit them all in there? We could get less of me and more of them.
Somebody smells like transmission fluid.
Yeah,
Somebody
it's
smells
me.
like transmission
Oh,
fluid.
it smells like it.
Actual transmission fluid or tranny fluid?
Like actual transmission fluid.
Like we just
Hey,
pulled the
Poland, can you flip
transmission
your
out of
phone
Matt.
sideways?
Well, that work.
Oh yeah, that worked. Dude.
We're gonna get you guys all in here.
Yeah, come down to our level.
There we go.
Trying to get
What's
JT
up,
a little bit of
boys?
space.
Yo,
What up, y'all? Are you?
trying to get all this transmission. Is it? I feel like it's in my hair. You know
You just
what I
like
mean?
rubbed it through
I
your
didn't
hair.
touch my head, but
Yeah, that was probably a bad decision.
Stop.
yeah. Style with training fluid. at that
Jimmy
time.
Dale, you did great this weekend, bro. Great job, man.
we did good. It wasn't without some serious effort having to be put in from the whole team because we got there and struggled to go down. And then after, I think our first pass, it went A to B, no problem on the small kit. And so we said, okay, that's not enough. We're going to have to spray the big kit. We sprayed the big kit, blew the tire off. Eventually, we got the big kit to go down, and it wouldn't go the number. And then first round, we roll into first round, no trans brake.
Oh,
It's like,
man.
nice. So that's been an issue I've been fighting for a while. Saw a foot brake around one, I just catch it that it's not going on the trans brake, and I foot brake it and get the win in first round. And then miraculously, the trans brake works the next like 3 or 4 rounds. Roll into the final, no trans brake.
After you beat it with a hammer, it worked for 2 or 3 rounds. And then
Yeah, Casey Max brought a big jack and a hammer down, and I fixed it. It was fixed all right. It was
have an
either
extra-
going to be permanently broke or permanently fixed.
I have an extra solenoid if you need me to bring it. It sounds like you guys might have it. But
I
can
mean,
bring
yeah,
if
put
you
it in
need.
the trailer. But I think when we get done today, we'll be good.
He's
So-
taking it to see our transmission guy, so we'll Lonnie get it fixed.
shout out to 10 Soldiers for real. Thank y'all for hooking us up and letting us
Yeah, for real.
basically take over your shop for a day.
We've been here all of 10.5 minutes, and Poland's managed to take over the conference room. Raska's taken over a whole lift. Cowboy James is taking over the whole back parking lot. And
Barrett Green's here. He set up big. What's the game?
Connect Four.
Connect Four
he
for
set
the
up
kids.
Connect 4 for the kids.
Yeah, so the kids are out of school. Hi, buddy.
That's cool.
Yeah, Barrett's the best. Traveling
What's up,
with Barrett
JT?
Green
So
never gets
they're
old.
asking on the comments if Charlie Brown's gonna make it to War in the Woods.
Nah, man, we won't. My wife doesn't ask a whole lot of me, man. We do what we do, and we travel and we race. But we went to War in the Woods once, and she was kind of like, "I'd really appreciate if you never do that again." So,
I get it.
and so yeah, I just I respect my wife and my team, and
Yeah.
I love Jeff Thomas. Obviously, we're a sponsor of the race. I love the race. I love the vibe. I love all of it. But yeah, just trying to be respectful. So, which is hard because that's a track that Charlie could do really, really good at because it's 60 foot. It runs to the 330 so hard.
Do you think we can talk Brad into letting Jimmy Dale drive? And then
No.
go make your wife?
Absolutely not. You're crazy. I'd
Well,
love to drive Charlie Brown, but not at War in the Woods.
Well-
To her defense, the year that they went is the same year that Nicky Bobby had his bad wreck. And Nick is like another Jimmy Dale. He's part of the family over here,
yeah.
especially with Jason. And so for Tara to watch that and to see Nick walk his car up, and it was pretty. I mean, we all remember that wreck. That was pretty violent. Even though he walked away, he was perfectly fine. The car
Yeah.
was down for the last 3 years, but
Yeah.
hey, he made it back. He's out there racing. I don't know if he's going to War in the Woods.
My wife was. I mean, we were standing there together watching, and like, my wife is very passionate. So as soon as people come into our lives, they're in our lives. You probably feel that, right? Like,
Definitely. Yeah.
So even if my wife was crying, she's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Definitely.
it's a lot, and yeah, I'm not interested in. I put my wife through enough,
No,
So,
I get it, man. That's cool.
um,
That's cool to be respectful like that. You know what I mean? That there's nothing wrong with that at all. You guys have a fast car. you're racing
but
on
every
other
other
circuits.
part of me wants to be.
Yeah, I keep telling him Charlie wants to go bad. Like the car itself is dying to go to War in the Woods.
Yeah.
And just to bang it on the starting line, and all that.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, and that honestly is a testament to the event that Jeff puts on. Like every video that we post or anything when Charlie gets posted, probably the number one question is it coming to War in the Woods? So, and me and Jeff have some agreements because me and Jeff are really tight, man. Like this weekend, I talked to Jeff multiple times. He just wants to see the Nitrous car do well.
Yeah.
And if some things happen, then you might see Charlie back there. But it's gonna, yeah, he's got to put up concrete walls. That's my.
Which would be a great investment.
Yeah.
Is it public that Jeff owns?
Yeah.
Okay,
He said it on
now
the
that
podcast.
Jeff owns the track, he can start sinking money into it without any oh boy, I'm gonna sink all this money in here for concrete barriers and never get my money back type
Yeah.
of deal, you know.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
and
I
it's-
get it.
And I think Jeff knows, like, Jeff is pretty up to date on all that stuff. He will make those changes. It's just, you know,
Keep
I mean, that's a
keep
lot
the
of money.
grassy parts. Keep
Yeah.
the grassy parts, but put
Well, you got to be
Walls
careful
inside.
too, dude, because like that track, you can't do too much or it loses the vibe of it.
Right,
but
yeah, for sure.
but the reality is, man, like Charlie would go, I won't say an ET, but it would go over 160 mile an hour there. So you're trying to get a car stopped, you know, that goes 160. So you better make sure like everything's fantastic. I mean, I was talking to Isaac this weekend, and he's like, you know, if it like that thing mile an hour is really hard, as we got to see firsthand. But he's like, you know, if his shoots fail, if something like, you know, all those guys that go really fast, if you have one thing that doesn't go to plan, like,
Yeah.
you know,
I won my race last year and whomped the gas through the finish line, ended up off the end of the track.
yeah, there's not a lot of room there.
No,
You know what I
there's
mean?
not.
So you imagine getting, you know, a 2,700-pound four-door Malibu stopped from 160 some mile an hour.
You're having a hard
We
time.
need another shoot.
yeah.
We need
Shout out to
shoot.
Strange for Strange Breaks be putting in work, but it ain't enough, I'm sure, there.
Yeah.
You don't want to find out that way.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if you're a photographer and you're watching this, one of the best places you could possibly be this weekend is probably 50 feet to 100 feet past the finish line. Because there's going to be some glowing breaks.
Absolutely.
1,000% there's going to be some glowing breaks.
Well, there's,
Everybody's going to call Jake on Monday. Hey,
I need
Hey, bro, I need some pads. No,
Yeah, yeah.
well, 'cause
I
there's
I
a
tried
real,
to test
like,
my
there's-
shoot.
Well,
this
there's a
weekend
real
at Yellow Belly.
procedure for stopping a fast car, and like you don't have the ability to do that procedure. Like really, like shoots out at, you know, early. We need it at you should be grabbing your chute at 550 foot like that. You should do that anyway. Look at me, I'm on my safety stand again. And then you drive into the chute, right? And then you don't hit the brakes until the car has a chance to settle and, you know, and be able to hit the brakes and have it slow down a bit, you know, because brakes aren't really meant to be full bore at 160 mile an hour. That's not what they're meant to do. So you don't have that chance there. It is shoot out, brakes on, like, and then you're driving into bumps. So like, I respect, you know, anybody that takes something super fast down that thing. Like, I don't think the average spectator really realizes how much there is to do in that short amount of time and how many things have to go right, you know, for it all to be good.
I think you're going to see a lot of early shoots being pulled this weekend. I believe a lot of guys are catching on to that. And I know a few years ago we used to see Brent Self get crazy at the finish line because he knew the shoots were already out.
Yes.
So if
Yeah.
that last 50 feet was like,
that man had an angle sensor on his steering wheel, and if you went over a certain angle, it would trigger the chutes and
Yeah.
the chutes on him. And like, I don't know how many times I've seen that car literally sideways in the chute.
Oh, the shoots save you, man. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw that a couple times this weekend.
I got to go take my transmission. I would love to cut up some more, but I'm going to get out of here. JT, stick around.
Yeah, I can hang out.
Send me the address.
Yeah, just Google Extreme Automatics.
All right, man. See you later, boys. Are the
Later,
keys in
Jimmy.
it?
Yeah, keep me always.
All right. Always.
Yeah,
I
Michael
just told the
Stowe.
whole world
I,
that.
I got out of there early enough. It wasn't too bad. I left Yellow Belly about 7 o'clock, so it wasn't too bad on Sunday. Michael
Got you.
commented and said that it was ridiculous and he couldn't even get past the return road again. So I tried to test with
Sounds
my
like
shoot
a-
this weekend too. I got the cable all set up. I fixed it because you guys said that we'll probably need it at War in the Woods, and I don't use the
You'll
shoot. a
definitely
lot.
need it.
You'll definitely,
Yeah.
you'll definitely need it.
I,
If you're going anything over what, like 135, 130, 135, you're gonna need a shoot at War in the Woods. It's a short shutdown.
we went 144 on them little baby tires, so.
He got 26 on his car.
Oh, that's
Took the 28s off.
Yeah, that's a
He's
good
got-
idea.
He's gonna run the 26 class
the
this weekend.
26 is awesome. Just
I
the
can't
thing
run
that
with them
sucks.
big dogs, bro. There on 28s. My car's not set up to go 450s, bro. It won't do it. That's why we're
Yeah, you
building
don't
another
have.
car.
Yeah, you don't have enough race car for that.
Mm-mm. So we'll
But
just put them.
the
little baby
26
tires.
is a great tire. The only thing that sucks about the 26 is 5 laps and that tire's done.
Yeah.
Like it. So yeah, it just it doesn't last long.
Yeah.
But no. So anyway, I got the cable all set up. Last pass at Yellow Belly, I banged the cable. Chute never came out. The cable came undone and everything. The chute didn't come out. So
Is
I gotta
it
fix
is it
that.
it does it have it's probably just the kind you pack that has a spring internally in it.
Yep.
Yeah, those suck, man. They don't work good.
Yeah.
You need a launcher on it, at least a spring, like because like air is the best. It or nitrous in our case. So that's how Charlie shoots deployed is
Oh
nitrous.
yeah, I've got it wide off.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
the
So yeah, the nitrous shifts it. The nitrous does the shoot.
That's
I have a
awesome.
button on my steering wheel that I can go up. Like our pass against Frank this weekend, you'll notice my shoot was really late because I was on the third kit on the button. So that's my if I'm on the third kit, I have to manually do it. But normally I can just do it from the button or whatever. So anything that you can do to make getting the shootout easier, because the shoots save race cars. Like they save them. That's your tether to bring it back straight. So yeah, get at least a spring on it, Brent.
Yeah,
It makes
I get it.
packing it way easier. Everything about it's easier, and it like when you pull your chute now, you'll probably never feel it because it takes it so long to get air. When you go to a launcher, man, like if it's packed properly, it's pretty
Almost instant.
yeah, it's pretty right
you
now.
have
That's one
that
thing I
little
did
half
notice
second.
about the
Go ahead.
style that I have now is like when I would use it, when I've used it at like Motorplex and stuff a couple times, like I hit it and then I feel it. It like takes probably a 10-15 second delay, and I have to get better. I don't use it enough, so I have to get better at hitting it at like the 500 foot mark, not
Yeah.
at the finish line,
Yeah, as soon as you really see that mile an hour cone, like you really need to press it, 50 foot before the mile an hour cone. So yeah.
I'm learning. I'm still a noob with that kind of trees and leaving off the tree and freaking
This
using a
dude's
parachute.
from the West Coast. He doesn't go fast enough for a parachute.
Yeah, I don't go fast enough. I haven't been fast enough for the last 6 months either. The car's been a piece of crap.
It's funny to me, like how many people it's great for the sport that like how many people start like you, Brent, like that. You really did street race, like that's what you did, and like to not know how a tree works is like
I don't.
it's insane to me. You know what I mean? It's like roll out and like
The first
some of
race-
these arguments you see, you're like you guys like. You're idiots. You
I am.
Google
No,
this, like,
I
this
for
is-
sure. I get it.
Yeah,
The
like
first
when he
race I
first
went to
did-
with Poland, I was like, hey, Poland, do I go when it's yellow or green? What do I do?
yeah.
I'm like, if you see green, you're late.
Yeah, you're
He's all, if
late,
it's
you're
green,
late, yeah.
you lost.
So it took him we roasted him for several races because he lost a couple races on the light.
On the line,
Yeah,
dude.
And then he went last week. Was it last weekend you went to Kingman?
Oh, and I
last
murdered
weekend-
everyone.
Bro, you should see these videos. They thought he was guessing at the tree because it was yellow and Brent was gone.
Yeah.
And they were like,
What? Well, and if people don't know, like, it's a huge advantage to like when you race other people on a tree that doesn't know how to use a tree, and like the way you position yourself in the beam is huge. Like you'll see people, especially in turbo cars, like our old turbo. Like now, it's so funny the way the world works. Like some people don't even realize we ever raced a turbo car. Like that's our background because we didn't have no money.
Yeah.
Turbo cars are cheap,
right.
so it cheaper.
Yeah.
But like every bump in our car was 6 inches. So takes 2 bumps to get into the beam. I could give it another bump if I really need to kill the tree and it wouldn't knock out the top bulb. And like we had a whole system of how we put the car into the beam because you can't the way you need to let off the button has to be the exact same every time. You have to let off the button the same. But the way that you position yourself in the tree is how hard that you're trying to push it. I will say racing a nitrous car, dude, like shout out to Extreme Automatics. He has a valve body. It's called the Tree Killer. We unloaded down there. I hadn't been on a tree in a minute. And I was 003 red first round, 002 next round, 008 the next round. And I was trying to be you saw me staging. I was trying to be as shallow as I could be because I was afraid.
Yes.
I had everybody there at that race. They were like, everybody was coming up to me. Oh, why'd you have to guess? Why'd you have to guess? You guessed it. And I said, watch every video of my car. I did the same thing every pass. They didn't make it instant green either. They left it a 400 Pro tree and they unscrewed the yellow bulbs. So it's like you could time it perfectly. I sat down there for like an hour and watched the tree. So yeah, I was a killer on a tree, and everybody's like, "Oh, you guessed it. You guessed. You left before it was even green." If you leave when it's green, you're late.
Well, and that's just doing your research. I mean, there's people that do that in the street with Limpy. Like, they watch videos and just study his mannerisms and what he does and this and that. You can do the same thing with a tree. I mean, if you sit there and watch it long enough and study, a lot of people don't realize how much advantage you can get off of a.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you get a half a tenth or a tenth on somebody out of the hole. That can make or break a race.
No, for sure, and that's what I had the slower car. Like in the finals, I was kind of struggling, dudes, leaking a little bit of oil. So I knew me and that Nova, when we raced, I went 534 to his 535. You know what I mean? So we were right there. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna have to snake him on the tree. Like, you can win a race on a tree even with the slower car.
Well, that's the rules of engagement, man. Like I think that it's really funny to me, like from our background, like, dude, we travel the country racing radial stuff, and like, you know, me and you can be homies, but when we roll into that deal, like, I have 7 seconds. Like, if I want to wait, if I want to be that guy that waits, like the guy goes in and I count in my head 1001, 1002, 1003 and roll it in, like, you know, all the way up to 7 seconds, I can do that. That's the rules of engagement. Like, when you come through the gate, like, that's what you said, and like people get upset about the guessing on the tree, but on the instant green side stuff, that's the rules of engagement, dude. Like, you agreed to that when you came in. So like, from a racer standpoint, I hate instant green, but if you're talking, put your promoter hat on, instant green's rad because it gives someone to have drama about.
But
you know,
I don't like when people complain about it one way or the other, because like you said, one, you came through the gate and you signed up for that.
Yeah,
You paid to buy it.
engagement.
You knew what was coming, but also you had the same opportunity that the other
Yeah,
guy
you could do
did.
the same
You would've-
thing.
yeah.
Those guys, that's what I told those guys. I said, you guys could have sat down there and watched the tree. You guys could have figured out that they didn't make it instant green. All they did was unscrew the bulb so you could still count it. You know what I mean? Like,
We're
there's
going
a
to war,
whole
bro.
art.
Yeah,
That's why I say, I told them, all is fair in love and war, man. Don't hate the player, hate the game. There's so much more mental warfare. I mean,
And
it all boils
everybody
down to
has the
Nate.
same opportunity.
Remember Cali
Yep.
Nate, dude, on the 3-step would shoot a 5-foot fireball. You don't need to do that. But it messes with that other person so bad. Like, there's so much mental warfare in racing.
Big Chief told me, we talked, I don't know, it's been months ago, but he told me, he said, the whole thing of racing, if you can get the other guy to think between the burnout and the tree, 9% chance you just won that race.
Yeah.
If you can make your opponent think about you between the burnout and by the time you stage your car, 90% chance you just won that race.
Well, it's like the way we race, which I think this is how everyone should race, is like, this is our lane. I don't give a crap what you do next to me. You know, like, staging a race car is just not that hard.
It's not, dude. And some people struggle.
Yeah, I've raced a nitrous car. I've raced a turbo car. I haven't raced a blower car. I'd like to do that at some point. But, like, it's just not that hard. Like, we're lighting 2 bulbs, and then we're leaving. I'm like, what's the difficult about this? You know,
Hey,
I don't
that's one
care
thing
what
I
the
can
other
say,
dude
not being a
does.
track guy.
Like rocket side, yeah.
I could still stage my car, even if I didn't know how to leave on the light. I still staged okay. Like, I don't know how some people struggle.
That difficult.
Yeah. It is insane the amount of people that make it rocket science to
Oh,
stage a car.
they light both bulbs and then roll forward even more. Like,
You're deep, man. Like,
Dude, there was one this weekend. The dude waited like 5 seconds to come up on the chip. He bumps in. The bottom bulb is flickering. He goes to bump again. I guess at that point it had triggered this. It had timed out, right? So it drops the tree and his side goes red. One of the crew people walks up and is like, "Look at this camera. His tire didn't crack." And it's like,
he
okay,
bumped
we're running
5
off of a
foot past
timing
the
system.
line.
What are you talking about? Yeah, like,
yeah,
you're red. That, yeah.
And you have to know how, if you're going to race on the timing system, you have to know how it works, you
Yep.
know? And, like, I don't know.
Dude, it's the amount of people that we've dealt with and like little gangsters. That's like, well, there's no way he beat me by a car, yada yada yada. He went faster than 530 because I went a 33, and then you look at the reaction time, it's like a .457. It's like, dude, he should have had 2 cars on. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, Yeah, a lot of people don't. Y'all should do a. Tin Soldier should do a video on how a timing system works and how like a
You should just do a
020
video
light
on-
compared to a 50, a .45 light.
Yeah, what it does.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that's like this weekend when we raced Frank. Like, I knew I had to cut his head off on the tree, and that's what we did. And
Hey, JT, y'all had Charlie Brown had that man for 500 foot. I know that.
yeah,
Yeah,
You
they
should-
probably had 40 miles an hour on you or more.
it was so. I won't. I mean, I know Isaac pretty well, so I won't say his business. But there was a 20-mile-an-hour difference between our car and his, and we beat him to every cone except the one that matters.
You guys should definitely do a video on how to stage your car.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we worked on that, like to get it exactly right, and like there's
Not
things
you
can
guys
do to
stage your
drive-
car. I meant
Yeah.
public.
Yeah, I agree. Well, no, I don't care to get like that's kind of what we do, man. Like sometimes people yell at us and say like, "Oh, you give away too much," but like we're in the business of giving away information to make everyone better. Like we have to make our community better. We gotta like if me and Poland are racing, I want Poland to be as his best, right? Like I don't want to beat him because
Iron sharpens iron.
yeah, absolutely. Like and like I think that's where some people miss that is like I want to beat him at his best. Like I don't want an easy win, like I want to earn it, and I don't know, it's just way more fun that way, and
It is, for sure.
but yeah, there's a lot of work to be done, at the tree, and like with our background in radial racing, man, like you wouldn't believe the way that people study tickets, like they're cutting the 60-foot cone in half, like how did this thing run to 30 foot, and then like what I mean, like you're looking at like what the back splits are, front splits, like. There's all this stuff that you're trying to look at, and if you're gonna now with no prep, I say it's growing up, right? Like you have to learn to dissect these tickets and look and see like this converter change it picked it up through the middle, but it lost here, and like, or even the way a trans brake's wired. Like I could go on a whole thing about that. Most people run their trans brake through their ECU. Well, buddy, that has a delay in it. You don't know that, like. So some people, they're like, I'm terrible at cutting a light. You may not be. You may have something in your race car wired wrong. I'll tell you right now, like the trans brake in Charlie is wired. That button goes directly to the trans brake. Straight down.
Yeah.
There's no relay. There's no nothing. Nothing in there. There's better iodes that you can use. There's all this stuff that you can. So. And that's from our background. Like I had a guy named Martin Conley, which Martin Conley's team NX. He really like taught us to study everything. Cause like say a specific transmission is faster to the 330, but that the way that particular transmission reacts, you can't cut a light. You're only a 40 or 60 light. Well, just because you picked up a couple numbers here, you actually lost numbers on the light. So then, like, that transmission is actually not faster.
Right.
Because you've given it up somewhere else. But, yeah, you're right. We should do something on that.
Yeah, just a little knowledge. There's a bunch of people in the comments, like, Bobby is just complimenting you guys, saying they've learned a lot of stuff from you guys. So,
Thanks.
Christopher, I think we'll always be flashlight starred at heart, but we're not opposed to timing systems and stuff.
No, I like it both ways, but I think if you're at the racetrack, like,
If you have a timing system there, it needs to be used. I
I
don't
agree.
like that you have 40, 50, 20, 30, anything. I mean, there's thousands of dollars that are being raced for. Shouldn't be dependent off of a cell phone camera. That's just.
Yeah.
no, I agree.
If you're in the street, you don't have an option. You know what I mean? If you're in the street or somewhere like that, Nakona, they don't have a timing system. Anything like that, like that's you got to do what you got to do because we all love racing. But if there's a timing system and you're not using it,
Yeah, exactly.
that's, in my personal opinion, is dumb.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Amen, Wagner.
Well,
Flashlights
now
and foot
you're
brake for
seeing-
the win.
Well, you're starting to see a mixture of the world, and what I mean by that is like this race this weekend was a great example of that. You've seen a lot of high level radial guys decide to put slicks on. Obviously, this is a prepped event, but there was a mix of the worlds, right? And you're continuing to see that more in no prep, And like sometimes the mix doesn't go that great because, like, you know, no prep has their way of doing things, and the radial guys and class racers have their way of doing things, and sometimes it doesn't mix, you know. So we have to figure that out together, you know. And honestly, from the weekend, like the one of the most impressive things to me is like Ryan Mitchell's a street racer, dude. Like that's where he started,
Yep.
and like we're thankful to be a small part of his program, and man, it was awesome to see him come and like get in the paint, right? Of with people that, you know, have a completely different background with him. And there was other guys there too, but like, man, that's a cast big block Chevy. Like that thing's not
Very impressive.
He doesn't have an engine program that's that great, you know? So like to see him do what he did and do it so humbly it's beautiful to watch. It really is.
No, props for sure to him. They have an awesome program.
I
Wow,
love
have you
him and
guys
his
here.
wife, man. Gosh.
The most like Ryan. We were talking about that yesterday when we were driving. Like Ryan is probably the nicest guy when it comes to the racing side of thing and the no prep side of
Yeah.
thing. Like he is the nicest guy.
Yeah, he's super nice.
And it sucks sometimes because nice guys finish last. Like I don't know how to. What?
He's thinking Poland's.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm
got
thinking.
Steve
wheels
coming out
turning.
here.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna get into all of it, but Ryan is one of the nicest people, and he deserved every bit of what's coming to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1,000%. And like I don't know, like, you know, we were that track down there, dude. Like it threw everybody for a loop. If you want to slow no prep down, just prep the track. That
No exaggeration.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, they're gonna go threes, and it was like,
that tire's not happy on glue, man. Like it just like we have 60-footed, like Charlie 60-footed well down there, but we have went faster to the 330 on a no prep than we did on that prep because the tire gets so pissed off when it's on glue.
when they were testing on
Yeah.
Thursday, it was like being at a radio race when everybody like gets there Thursday, and it's like first thing it's just waka waka, like
Yeah.
nobody left the starting line. It was just like they were annihilating the tires, or they were squishing the tires so hard it would unload the chassis.
Well, yeah, what happens is the tire, it's got to make some wheel speed and it balls up. And then you're like, oh, it did this because there's no traction. No, it did that because it was balled up and then it came undone.
It's like pushing a slinky down here. If you push a slinky down and you just compress it really fast and let it go, it's gonna go any direction that you want.
You're like a race car, too,
Yeah.
over here.
Hey, shout out Kraken for giving me that little tidbit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the importance of a purge real quick before we jump off. Well, I got two nitrous guys here with me. We've been pushing our bottle heaters. What's he whispering?
Nothing.
He's
No,
just crap.
not the. Go ahead.
Anyway, talk about the importance of a purge, maintaining your bottle pressure and everything, and how important it is to how your nitrous reacts, your consistency going down the track. We push bottle warmers, everything like that. This is also a key ingredient to making sure that your pressure is where you need it, maintaining it. You definitely need a
Well,
purge.
and so the bottle heater is so important. Like you still see a lot of guys like that, you know, might heat it with a torch or do whatever. Like so we will obviously have a Nitrous Express bottle heater. We know exactly what temperature that thing needs to be to get to the bottle pressure that we're looking for. So it's like beginning of the day, 2 bottles go in, 1 bottle goes out when we put it in the car, and then, you know, another bottle goes in. And it's that rotation all day. We run one of you guys' bottle brackets with a heater built into it that's actually controlled through the ECU. So it sees how much bottle pressure that it has, and it actually maintains the bottle pressure for us when we're in the state. If we get stuck, you know, stuff like that. And then you're right, like the purge, like the other thing that bottle heater bath does is it heats up the entire bottle, where like a lot of guys, if you're getting after them with a torch, you can get the bottle pressure where you need it, but it's actually only heated in one area. So a lot of times you'll turn your quarter turn on, and you have so much drop in pressure because it's only heated in one area, where that bath heats the entire bottle and the entire bottle's hot. And to your point, repeatability, like we leave at almost identical bottle pressure every time because dude, we're spraying a whole lot of nitrous. Like
It's got to be consistent. I mean, how do you know where you're going if you're not consistent?
You have to do the exact same thing every time. Got to take great notes. Like, that's, man, I see people miss that. So, like, there's so many things to a successful program that doesn't even involve money. It's absolutely free.
Yeah.
To just take good notes, know what's happening, repeatability, all
Well, and
that
it's
stuff.
now I think with like with the purge. I mean, if you don't think your bottle's hot, walk outside and you feel that sweat go down your ass crack. That's your bottle. That's your nitrous bottle. So you need a purge. You may get stuck in the lanes, anything like that.
Yeah.
The purge helps. I mean,
Yeah,
But-
definitely a good thing to have. So
Long
Well,
live nitrous
boys.
card.
I think we'll probably get everything wrapped up here. I got to go still load up our trailer and get ready to head your guys' way.
You're heading to, when are you leaving?
Tomorrow morning, early in the
Alright.
morning.
I think are we texting tomorrow?
I don't know. We gotta work that out.
We may be testing Thursday. Don't know for sure yet, but we're gonna get all of our stuff to War in the Woods Thursday morning.
Not at or in the woods, but we
we won't be testing at War in the Woods, but Jimmy Dale's got something new in the works. I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag, but if you ain't chewing, you ain't screwing.
Yes, sir. Anyway, shout out to all the NX winners. Shout out to you guys. JT, you guys did great too over the weekend. Thanks for the knowledge. All of our viewers have nothing but positive stuff to say. They appreciate the information you guys are willing to share.
Gotta keep the nitrous cars out front, but it's
for sure.
It's the hardest. Like after well, I guess that was Saturday. I was like ready to put a billet something in it with turbos because it's just a hard way to do it, man. And you know, when you beat someone, you know, those guys are really good. Bunch of mutual respect for them. But when you beat someone to every cone on the racetrack, except the last one, you know, you're like, that's a horsepower game. You know, it really is. And you're like, I'm tired of not. You know, Charlie makes a lot. You know, it makes 2,300-ish probably when everything's turned on.
But that couple extra 100 horsepower is the difference.
Made a difference.
And that last cone, I mean, because you did everything you were supposed to do. You treed the man 60-footed wild, like nitrous flames this big coming out the side of it. Like,
Well,
I mean, you did everything you could do.
we locked it up. I will say, you know, we locked it up earlier. So Charlie has a 3-speed transmission with a lockup, which if you hear it go down the racetrack when lockup's on, it sounds like it has 6 speeds. It's really, really awesome. It's one of my favorite things.
Sound like a pro stock car.
Yeah. And Brad locked it up pretty early, and man, it yanked the wheels at like 200 foot. We have a rad picture of it. 200-foot nitrous car with the tires 6 inches off the ground. Like that's
cool.
freaking cool. But it shattered the tire right there, and it got into traction control. So it went towards the center line, and then as soon as it was settled, I grabbed the third kit, which we didn't want to naturally put the third kit in on the tune-up just because we were afraid something like that would happen, because we hadn't tried to get after it that hard yet with the new lighter weight, stuff like that. But yeah, it's we're not going to give up on the nitrous car yet. It's if we're on a true no prep, where there was so much glue,
Right.
they can back half so hard, like that motor ain't, our car ain't going to do that. It's not going to go 180 mile an hour. It ain't.
I'm excited to try the
nitrous.
nitrous car. I'm excited for that thing to be done. I can't wait to learn and
They're
make
fun,
some
man.
hits in that thing.
Have you
Shoot
seen a
some-
Studebaker?
Big old
Yeah.
flames, dude. I can't wait. That thing's going to be rad. The headers just got finished, so.
Nothing cooler, bud, than the nitrous flames going on the racetrack.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody says. That the nitrous cars will always steal the show. Just
Yeah,
saying.
for sure.
And we are there to put on a show, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
my neck kind of hurts from all the wackas this weekend.
I mean, 750 cubic inches of wabas. I mean, it's hard on the old neck.
yeah.
Yep, I get that.
But it's like it's just cool.
You can't get it. Yeah, I mean the turbo guys does it. And you're like, can't. Huh?
I
tried, bro.
love rolling the
I
nitrous
tried to
car
do it
in
with
the
my
burnout
turbo
box.
car. It's not the same.
Hey, he was womping
It's
his
not the
turbo
same.
car and then drove a big block nitrous car and he like gave it a few bangs. You know what I mean? And got back out. I was like, I'm sorry that I ever did that with an LS turbo car.
Yeah.
That was so
Yeah.
offensive.
I won't
and
be
I will
doing
never
that
do it
again, bro.
Okay, I love rolling Charlie in the burnout box at night. It's just not the same effect here today. but when it's rolling in and it's like barely idling, and it's just like, it's just like that thing's gonna shut off because it's idling. It's so
I can't wait to hear that.
with a spark plug out.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna get to work, loading up all of our stuff, and getting ready to hit the road.
Well, have a safe trip, bud.
We'll see
Yeah.
y'all soon.
We will
And
see
next
you
to the
guys
front.
in a few days. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out with us, everyone.